Good morning, DragonCon. 9:36 on the East Coast, 6:36 a.m. on the West Coast, where I am living. And that's actually the view out the window. It's still a little dark outside. But please welcome to Sunday of DragonCon Goes Virtual. To guide you through this increasingly accurately named show, I am here with my friends Stephen and Sheena. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Pretty good. So, today on the show, we're going to be covering some highlights from the schedule, social media submissions, and 2 pre-recorded interviews for folks who live in other time zones. Why did they get pre-recorded? I'm live. Anyway, first of all, get our questions in on YouTube, Facebook, and Discord. We're on the main events channel on Discord. Let's kind of briefly go over what are we looking forward to today. Stephen, you want to chime in on what you got on your agenda?
So at at 4 p.m. This afternoon is an Invertebrates of Star Wars, which is the most nerdy me thing I could imagine, and I'm very excited for it.
Oh boy, Sheena, what are you looking forward to today?
You know, I always look forward to hanging out with you guys every morning. So.
Oh, that's more adorable than half the cat pictures I saw posted on the threads yesterday. I am looking forward to awkwardly explaining the concept of Chad to more people in the Discord chat. There's already Chad merchandise, by the way. If you haven't been following the Discord, go find the Mark Meer improvised D&D performance. We do not have enough time to unpack all of that. As a famous meme comedian would say. I'm seriously, just as always, looking forward to the masquerade tonight. I love what they did with the virtual parade yesterday, and I want to see how that gets carried forward to the masquerade. And also, I'm just saying you might want to stick around for the halftime on the masquerade. We have something magical prepared for you this year. So I think we need to get to our first interview. Stephen, kick that one off.
Yeah, our reporter Brianna caught up with Cherie Priest, one of the authors who is nominated for a Dragon Award. So let's see her interview.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to DragonCon Goes Virtual. My name is Brianna. I am a volunteer with DragonConTV, and today I am with Cherie Priest, who is a Dragon Award nominee in the Best Horror Novel category for her book, The Toll. As we all know, DragonCon the awards are by fans for fans, which means that the fans vote and decide who gets these awards. Now, Cherie has had over 20 of her books published and has been both a Nebula and Hugo Award nominee. She also writes in science fiction, Southern Gothic, steampunk genres, and all of that is just amazing. So welcome, Cherie. Thank you for coming.
Hey, thanks for having me. I wish we were all there in real life.
We all wish we were together, but we are doing a great job here.
Yes.
And we're so thankful that you were able to join us. So I'm going to go ahead and just dive right in. So you are one of the 5 nominees for the Dragon Award in this category, and that is just such a big deal. How does it feel to be nominated by the fans for this award?
It's fantastic. The Toll, actually, the production on it and the publication process was a little messed up. I lost an editor. She has another job. She didn't die or anything. She's wonderful. But it always throws your production schedule kind of out of whack. And by the time the book came out, it was a year or 2 late. And I'd been calling it, Night Vale, but in the deep south, in the middle of nowhere. And the moment seemed to have kind of passed for that. So when the book actually came out, I sort of felt like it was, nobody's going to read this. Nobody's even going to know about this. Just kind of chucked out there. But yeah, so I was thrilled silly when the Dragon Awards people reached out. I'm like, oh my God, someone actually read my weird little, swamp tale about some strange rural legend.
So I noticed you also write so many different genres, and that is just impressive to the end. But let's go ahead and just
focus on one thing at a time.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's fun. It's awesome. But we're gonna go ahead and just dive into horror. Like, that is just so interesting. How and when did you discover that you had a talent and interest for the genre?
Horror has kind of always been my jam. I have often joked, and it's only half a joke really, that I was raised in an eschatological cult. My mom's family were in kind of a fringe-ish arm of Seventh-day Adventism. And my very earliest memory memories are of being absolutely terrified. I remember being about 3 or 4 years old and standing in a church parking lot while my mother is complaining about all the people who are going to die in the lake of fire when Jesus comes back because somebody blocked her car. And, like, I mean, but not you, not us. No, we're God's people and we love Jesus. Jesus is going to take us to heaven. And I'm like 3 going, I don't know if I'm that good. I don't think I'm good enough to go to heaven. I just kicked a kid in kindergarten, or kinder roll or whatever. And it was a very weirdly stressful, right? Maybe not weirdly, it was just a very stressful way to grow up under this cloud of, any minute Jesus is coming back and he is going to wipe off the face of the earth all the people you don't like, conveniently, in my opinion. And just this whole, I don't know. As I have sometimes said, it's kind of like kids who are bullied who become bullies. Well, I was scared a lot, and now I just like to scare people. And so I've started writing horror, and I have written in a lot of genres, but horror is kind of my home. And there's usually some kind of horror element in most of what I do. Like my best known stuff is probably the steampunk stuff, even now. And Bone Shaker came out 10 years ago. Excuse me. But that started out as a horror novel. It was a zombie novel, and steampunk is kind of hot right now. Let's take a run at that.
No.
But no, horror is always kind of, my home base. It's always what I keep coming back to.
No, that's really interesting. I'm hoping or assuming some people understand where you're coming from. I know I can, because on my mom's side, they have a very religious family, and I, as a little girl, remember going, and I can't even remember the type of religion. I just remember the speaking in tongues, and the people being thrown around, and hallelujah. And as a child, yeah, that is pretty scary if you don't understand what's going on. I do remember that. So it's really interesting how you've kind of connected that and put it into your creative works. So The Toll, specifically, can you tell us a little more about that book?
Sure. So I got the idea. I have a ridiculous collection of regional ghost stories. It's just kind of one of my jams. I'll always buy like the cheapest, silliest looking little written by Bob down the street about all the best ghosts in Dahlonega, Georgia. That's actually a fun one. But I have an entire shelf of them. But in this one that I picked up just as a footnote in this book about how, the legend about the bridges. And when you're talking about it, I did a little digging, and supposedly going east to west, I'm going to get it backwards, sorry. Inevitably, going east to west, you cross 6 bridges, but if you go west to east, you might cross 7, but you better hope not, because something bad happens if you do. And I was like, man, that's very monster of the week. That's very sci-fi. That's very, what could you do with something like that? That sounds like fun. It was just based on this ridiculous rural legend, and some of the weirder details in the book. I'll get emails, or I'll get people asking me about them at conventions and things. And the funny thing is, most of the weirdest details are things that I picked up from places I actually lived in the rural South. And like the weirder it is, the more likely it is that it's true. Like there was this, I have a one-off about turn left at the dog in the tree.
Mm-hmm.
So I lived in this neighborhood called St. Elmo in Chattanooga at the foot of Lookout Mountain for a long time. And there was a dog, his name was Chucky, and he was a blind, elderly Shih Tzu.
Aww.
Oh no, he was living his best life. Chucky and Eddie, and there was a third one, I don't remember, but Chucky and Eddie used to like to escape between the pair of them. And so they kept shoring up this fence and making it taller and taller and taller, but he would just keep climbing the fence as high as it went. And the fence eventually was propped against a tree, so he would climb into this tree. And you could actually give directions around the neighborhood. And it would turn when you see the dog in the tree. And people would think you were insane. His name is Chucky. He's fine. The first time I saw him, I was like, "Do you need help, little dog?" And he would just kind of wag at me like, "I'm good." All right. So, but yeah, some of the like randomer, littler, stranger details. That's stuff I picked up from around. So might as well throw them in.
No, that's really cool. And I think anybody that is from the South, especially South Georgia, would have they know of some sort of bridge. Like I immediately can connect to a bridge in my hometown that was just this old covered bridge that it was a one way, nobody ever drove down, but all the kids, like teenagers at night, would like go be daring and try to stay the night over there. Like, and it's just funny because, so many people could connect with just that one thing. So I'm sure that the toll is really hitting home for a few of the people who are from the South. So I think that's fascinating.
No, I'm so glad that people are still picking this up and reading it, even though, like I said, it was kind of an orphan for a long time, and I felt very sorry for this little book because the family plot got a lot more push. We still had everybody in house, and it got a big starred PW review and big box thing and everything. And then the toll sidles onto the market a year too late. But the toll keeps trucking along, and oh my gosh, people actually found this book and liked this book, despite me not being able to pay a lot of attention to it, and the publisher's not paying a lot of attention to it, and to the market being what it is, and COVID, and now we're all stuck indoors. But what the heck? I'm delighted. I'm thrilled, and I wish to God I could be down there with you guys right now. I love DragonCon. It's my home event. I try to go every year, and I've missed it the last couple.
Yeah, I know a lot of
people
people
really going to try and come this year, and it's like.
Yeah, absolutely. I know a lot of people are missing the home feel, but we're really glad that you came here with us and you're able to participate in this kind of way, share a little bit, and I'm sure the fans, the viewers are just beyond excited for you. And I am so happy. Thank you for joining us. And also I'm so happy to have the opportunity to talk to you about your book, about what's been going on with you. And so at this point, we're going to go ahead and sign off. I hope everybody gets a chance to read the toll. We want to wish you the best of luck for the Dragon Awards. Once again, congratulations for the nomination. Everybody, thank you to everyone for bringing Cherie Priest here, and we hope you enjoy the rest of DragonCon Goes Virtual. All right. All righty. Bye.
Thanks, Brianna. And I haven't heard the word Dahlonega, Georgia in quite so long, so it was nice to kind of bring me back home a little bit. That's a fantastic interview, and agree with Cherie. We all wish we were together right now. But tune in for the Dragon Awards later today on, I believe that's main programming. And that should be a fun little jaunt into the literary world. Sheena, you want to kick off our next interview?
Yeah, next up we have an interview with cosplayer Angel of Azarath with our reporter B.
Hi, it's B from DCTV, and I'm here tonight with Angel of Azeroth. It is so nice to have you. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing so good, and I just want to thank you for coming in cosplay, especially something so detailed as a Twi'let. Tell me a little bit about what you're wearing tonight.
So this is actually a Star Wars OC, an original character of mine, and her name is Margani. She is a Twi'lek dancer from Tatooine.
So an original character. What kind of inspired an original character?
So actually, DragonCon inspired this cosplay. I had so much fun last year, and I saw so many really amazing cosplays, and I specifically wanted like a night outfit or something that I can dance in, that I can just like have a good time with my friends in. But I also really like getting creative, and I really like playing with body paint. So I was like, I'm going to do a Twi'lek. So I decided I was going to make a Twi'lek dancer of my own. For DragonCon this year. And then of course, things happen. So I've decided that I will just wear it for TikTok for now, and then I will wear it to DragonCon next year. So
it sounds like this is not your first time at DragonCon. How long have you been coming to DragonCon?
Let's see. I've been coming to, my first year at DragonCon was 2017, I think. So I'm still kind of new to DragonCon, but yeah, let's see. That's 3 years, I guess, 3-4 years. Yeah, so I'm still kind of new to DragonCon, I think, but honestly, I make it a point for it to be like a yearly con for me, because I have so much fun every time I go. I love DragonCon.
I agree. It has so much to offer. Now, last year you were actually a part of the Borderlands cosplay group. So how have you been able to stay connected with some of the people that you met through that?
It's so crazy because I actually am still connected to people that I met at the Borderlands meetup. I talk to them all the time on Instagram. And ironically, like doing this character on TikTok, I actually met one of the girls that was at the Borderlands shoot. She did a Star Wars character. I did a Star Wars character. We ended up duetting each other. And then she just messaged around the building. She was like, hey, didn't you do Mose from the Borderlands shoot? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, I was Moxie. And I was like, no way. And so like, it was such a small world. It was so crazy how we were just able to like fight each other just randomly, do it in a completely different fandom. But I've been keeping up pretty well with everyone from the Borderlands group. I definitely made some friends there.
Well, you mentioned TikTok. You've kind of blown up on TikTok recently. I've been following you. In fact, I think we may have one of your videos. Oh, sorry, I was still dancing.
Oh. I kind of was too in my seat a little bit.
Dude, that was one of my absolute favorites from TikTok. So if we're wanting to follow you on TikTok, which we do, where can we follow you at?
You can type in just what you see here, Angel of Azarath. I also have my handle right there as well, just with the underscores, but my name is Angel of Azarath on there. So you can just type in the search bar and it should pop right up as well.
So that's such an interesting name, Angel of Azeroth. Where does that come from?
So Angel of Azarath is actually from Raven from Teen Titans. Raven was like the first cosplay I ever did. It was the first character I like built like a real connection with, like ever since I was a kid. She was my first cosplay, and she was my only cosplay for like maybe 4 years at that point. Like I have over like 10 to 12 different costumes of Raven. So I got kind of known locally, like around the local con scene as like, Raven. And so I came up with the name Angel of Azarath, just to like stand out and make it a little unique. And it's kind of stuck now. So, yeah, definitely. I've always loved doing Raven.
So I noticed in your cosplays, you have such a wonderful, wonderful attention to detail. I remember looking at one of your pictures. You did Yennefer from The Witcher. And in my mind, I was going, she did it. She did the Yennefer outfit. And talk to me, like, how did you make that? I hear that you made it in one night.
Yeah, I had a con. And let's see, it was a last minute decision. I was like, I really like The Witcher had literally just come out, and I was like, I have to make that Yennefer dress. It is so beautiful. So I went to Joann's and I bought as much sparkly ribbon as I could. I went to Goodwill and I found this really pretty black strapless dress. I was like, it'll work. And I started at 11 o'clock at night, and I went until like, I think 6 or 7 in the morning, and I worked on this cosplay. And I just had a glue gun. I sat on the floor and I would just glue things and then try it on and then take it off and then glue things. And so I made it on a whim, and I ended up being really happy with it when it was done. I was so tired when it was done, but I ended up having such a good time wearing it. And the payoff was great because I felt really pretty. So
absolutely. And you did look amazing in your photograph. Yeah. So with DragonCon Goes Virtual, how do you plan on participating this weekend with cosplay?
I definitely want to check out the hallway contest and the masquerade for sure. I don't know what I'd wear yet. I still have to think about it. Maybe I might do Margani, my character. But I feel like there's so much to do. I haven't quite figured out my schedule yet,
So I look forward to seeing you at either the masquerade or the hallway cosplay. As you're thinking about new characters to roll out, what motivates you?
What motivates me? I always want to have a connection with the characters that I do. And I always want to honestly, I just almost get obsessed with these characters. Like when I first meet them, like when I played The Witcher for the first time, and I loved Triss. She was my favorite character. So I immediately was like, I'm gonna make a Triss cosplay, and I put it all together super quick. I mean, same with any character I've done. So just the motivation from just the content alone, playing the game or reading the book, or I just get sucked in and I just build a connection with that character, and I go I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make this cosplay, and I make it, and I end up having a really fun time doing it. So.
Well, it's con crunch time. Do you have anything in the works to have ready right before con?
Actually, I do, and I'm debating of I don't need to stay up for the next 3 or 4 nights in a row to get this done. But if you can see, there's a Mandalorian cosplay back there, and I really want to do. Yeah, it's right there. It's a tweet, and I really want to do a Twi'lek Mandalorian, and I really want to use Margani for it. So I have half of the armor done, and I'm like, I could finish it. I could put it together. I could throw it in the hallway contest or the masquerade. And I'm like, in true cosplay fashion, I was like, I might do it. I might get it done.
Well, crunching before con, this is the way for cosplayers. I think you should do it. You should stay up all night and finish it. Well, I'm going to catch you this weekend virtually, hanging out, see you in cosplay. But please promise me that you are going to save me a cantina dance for next DragonCon.
Have to.
Thank you so much for joining me, Angel.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thanks for that wonderful interview. But now let's get down to some more interaction with fans. Let's bring Beth in to talk about today's social media challenges. Good morning, Beth. Beth is on mute.
Ah, I was muted. That's not fair.
What do we got today?
Well, at the beginning of the week, as you know, social media sent out some prompts. The ones we've brought today are the Dragon Den. So these are people's houses, their streaming setups, and we got quite a few cool things. So let's see what comes up first on these. This one is Frankie the Fiery, showing off the little con suite we made. He loves chatting with everyone on Discord, and the occasional stream outages make him sad. Yeah, he's pretty cute. I like him. Yeah, that's Nameless Baron. And then, let's see what's next. We've got Emily Unglued with an out. I think it's definitely a themed bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lovely
Cool
spot.
setup. Yeah.
Nicer than my couch.
And then this is Presley Pastel on Instagram, and it's a little video. So
Okay.
I think you guys are going to appreciate it.
Dang.
Nice.
Wow.
That's
They
awesome.
set up their own photo booth in their house. And a dog.
Very important.
Nice. You gotta have the bar, right?
Yeah, they have their own whole spot. That's nice.
Oh, so the
Schedule's
on
printed out on the wall.
wall.
Good. Trader Vic's. Nice. There's a Trader Vic's not in a basement. I didn't know that was a possibility. That's got a kind of Trader Vic's con suite vibe to it. And
Nice.
yeah, the
That was
Hilton, but
excellent.
she apparently hasn't gone there yet. Awesome. That is
That was so
I
cool.
love that so much.
Made me
Yeah,
very happy.
And I did forget my badge, it turns out. The
But
safety didn't
that
check me at the
theming
door.
was beautiful.
Oh. All right, so let's hurry up and get through. How can people interact with us today?
Well, we are finishing up the line art challenge for the kids, where you draw a comic book coloring page, and you can win a hotel reservation for 2021. You have to pay for the hotel, but you don't have to do the Hunger Games. So that's a pretty big deal.
Okay.
We also have the daily fan challenges for today, that you have an 8-hour limit. We need them in by 5, and today is the last day. So themes are being announced right here, right now. So you can submit them to Instagram or Twitter using the designated hashtag, and you have to be holding a paper or incorporating a paper into the design with the hashtag. And then we will announce the winners on DragonCon Update this evening. So let's go through the categories for the challenges today.
Yeah, so for cooking submissions, it can be anything that's edible, from cakes to drinks to spaghetti, as long as the item emulates the theme of the day. And today's cooking challenge is Construction Challenge. Demonstrate your evolution as a chef by constructing an edible, iconic structure from your fandom. That should be interesting.
Yep. He used cupcake. It's super effective.
Yes.
For cosplay, submissions can be costumes and or makeup designs from already owned pieces to things found around your home. We want to see what you can create with the items in your home. The more creative use of non-traditional items, the better. You know what I'm talking about, toolboxes. For the cosplay category, today's challenge is level up. Ding, 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 ding. Show us your character transforming into the most powerful version. The hashtag is DC20 level up. Do not forget the hashtag. I've seen so many people pop up on Twitter or Instagram and send in some great photos, and then 5 minutes later, they're like, oh no, I forgot the hashtag, no. And then they end up missing some cool stuff. So do not forget to hashtag your stuff.
So for crafting, submission is anything you can make with your hands. You can do props, you can do art, you can do paper mache, you can do Legos, you can make a Legolas.
Ooh.
Although if we get flooded with Legolases, maybe not. So today's challenge for the crafting category is Tools of Tomorrow. Please use the DC20 Tools of Tomorrow hashtag. That's what I got.
That's what you got.
And for the kids submissions, the under 12 crowd, today's category is Hero Day. So we know that all of the kids that come to DragonCon are going to grow up to be heroes. So for today, let's just dress up as your favorite hero and post it to the DC20 Almost Heroes hashtag.
Nice. All right. Thanks, Beth. We will see you tomorrow for our last set of challenges.
All right. See you bright and early.
All right. So we've had a bunch of questions come up in Discord. We are going to run a couple minutes late so we can get to some of these awesome fan questions. I believe we actually had a question pop up earlier in the chat about the parade. Let's hit that one first. Yeah. What was your favorite part of the parade yesterday? I loved the parade production, not just because I got to watch it without having to worry about saying clever things on regional television, but also because everyone rose to the challenge and made something creative and worked within the confines of what we gave them. And we had everything from details on costumes that we'd never seen before to people interacting with their crowd. The Jawas thing, though, the Jawa musical number with the Hamilton parody in the middle, dancing Jawas with an ice cream maker, just it made my morning. What did you guys think?
I really loved the variety of it. Getting to see how different people approach the challenge of recreating the parade in their own corner, and it really captured some of the magic of the parade in ways that I had hopes for, but was not expecting just how hard it hit me. It really gave me some of those parade feels, and I was so delighted by it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the costumes were awesome. The details, I always love. I'm so enamored with people who can do all that stuff because I can't. So
I have trouble committing cosplay. I almost pulled out the Dipper Pines cosplay this morning, A, because Oregon, B, because it's a little chilly outside. But then I realized with the hat, our tech director would yell at me about the lighting situation.
Wait, it's chilly outside? What is that like?
It's pretty great, actually, I got to say. I'm not going to lie. I was going to oh, no, I missed it. No, I do not miss wringing out my socks at 8:30 a.m. because I've been up for 3 hours setting up a parade. I want to get to Red Nerd's question that came in on Discord. So Red Nerd asked, are there any plans to do a virtual halfway event for DragonCon during the March slog to August, as they called it? Yes, it's called a volunteer meeting. We have them twice a year leading up, and it's legit how we all actually stay connected through the year. I actually don't know, MomoCon in the real world is kind of that point, because MomoCon and DragonCon are family, and we do overlap a lot of the same volunteers and audience, and we sort of co-run our conventions now and have learned a lot from each other. So I don't know if I can count MomoCon as that or not.
I feel like that counts.
Okay, so
Yeah.
MomoCon Goes Digital is in December now. You've probably seen an ad for that running on some of the feeds. So stay tuned for that. But I think we'll stake that as our claim as a midway point. But slog, oh, come on, Red Nerd. Really, slog? It's not that bad of a gap. All right. Let's grab another question. We'll just let the producer spin the wheel of inquisitiveness and see what we get out of the hat. Unexpected favorite panel from yesterday, Steven?
The Badass Women panel. I don't know how many of y'all saw it. That was so very good. It was a mix of actresses from like Star Trek, different Star Treks, like Night Visitor was on there. And it was just delightful to hear them talking about their craft, their character, how their character interacted with them, and how they interacted with the world. It was great.
Awesome. Sheena, what did you catch?
I honestly don't have an answer for this question.
Oh no.
Too much? Is there just too much?
So much? Yeah, so much going on. It's hard to choose.
Yeah. I had two from last night. One was, which we won't talk about in detail, but Stephen assembled a great nature panel that was after the watershed, as we say in the broadcast business. Nature is kinkier than you. Please don't Google that. You should DuckDuckGo that, but they also do talk about ducks. And then the second one was Ken Plume put together a great Gonzaroo variety show event last night. It was funny. It was all kinds of weird, from puppetry to music. It was touching at times. And I want to thank that entire crew, Joseph Scrimshaw, Jonathan Colton, Molly Lewis, the Double Clicks. Everybody came together for that show. And it was a source of joy for me last night. And I really appreciate the work that went into that one. I think we got a couple of events we want to highlight before we head out. Okay, well, no, I'm getting a note from my producer. No, this is not the ear of my Bluetooth headset. Yeah, we're going to do one more question. So let's pull that one out of the hat. Which elements of virtual DragonCon are being planned to continue once DragonCon is safe to go back to in person? DragonConTV, of course. We already had this thing kind of up and running beforehand. So that's still a staple. The DragonCon.tv memberships are going to continue going on for $10 for the all-you-can-eat buffet of video. And I've heard rumors the Discord is going to go around. I think the Discord is going to stay up in some form throughout the year, but I do not have confirmation on that. But the Discord has been. I love the Discord server. Oh, it's been giving me life at times, even though we have again started another cult. we're really good at that part, not the collecting money from people and getting the 10% in the tax discount, but everything else we seem to be great at. So yeah, we did have a question or a comment that I think the producer wanted to pull. Let's see that. This has been the perfect segue into bringing my son to DragonCon. He turns 11 tomorrow and has enjoyed virtual programming, including playing a D&D game through the gaming track yesterday, and he's already asking to go next year. That is wonderful.
Aww,
I love that. That I'm glad that we could bring that experience and kind of give you a way to kind of tease somebody into it, because that is the thing about DragonCon that's a little weird for me, is it's hard to just say try it out, because it's like saying maybe you want to try rock climbing and then throwing them at a mountain out of an airplane
from the fire hose.
Right. So I'm glad that this was a way to kind of introduce you into that. And I also glad that I proofread that before I read it out loud and didn't say gambling track, because I had concerns about your 11-year-old.
Oh, and happy birthday to her 11-year-old. I don't know his name, but happy birthday to Jennifer's son. Yay.
And because we appreciate your son, we're not going to try to sing this early in the morning.
Yeah.
So we've got a couple things coming up today that you need to catch up on. There's a Star Trek Voyager 25th anniversary live at 2:30 on Main Events. That is a live panel, not pre-recorded like a lot of our other stuff. Full cast of characters hosted by our own Garrett Wong. I miss seeing Garrett this year. The Dragon Awards with host Cooper Andrews is on Main Events at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure to tune in for that. We have a great slate of guests. Some of them have been on The Late Show. And be sure, please watch The Masquerade tonight. It is still the big thing. Tony Gall, Eddie McClintock are hosting, and we have some very great surprises for you. Please tune into that. We're continuing a con tradition in what we think is the best way to do virtually. So thank you for watching the show. Please join us tomorrow at 9:30-ish a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stephen, Sheena, thank you for sharing this morning with me. I'm going to go and get my second cup, because this is not enough caffeine to start this early in the day. Thank you to the crew behind the scenes for making everything go, and we hope you have a wonderful and safe DragonCon Goes Virtual. We'll see you tomorrow morning.